What's up? What's up? Hello orchid fans, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, thank you so much for joining me today. And we've got another monthly update. So it's the end of July now, and the summer is kind of in the middle. So here in Scotland, we didn't really have big heat waves that everybody had in the rest of the world, and we had a couple days that was warmer than usual, but honestly nothing too big. So I'm a bit disappointed. I was kind of looking forward to a heat wave. In Scotland a heat wave would be like 25 degrees Celsius probably, so it's it's nothing much. So I would have enjoyed some warm weather, but we had it for a couple of days and it's gone. So yeah, and today it's very dull, and we're actually waiting for a storm. So yeah, we should have a storm for about a week now, starting tonight. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it looks like we're kind of moving into the autumn weather now, which is a bit of a bummer because yeah, we didn't really have any summer. So oh well, it is what it is. It's Scotland, so you can't really expect any more than that. So in terms of my orchids, they're doing pretty well. I've done some repots which I filmed, and yeah, we'll go through them. I mean, they are still growing, they are still developing, their new growths. Some of them are maturing the growths and are in spikes. So I'll go through these and I'll show you the plants that are doing something and they've got some action going on. So I'll go through this in just a minute. All right, my friends. So first of all, please excuse all this mess. We just changed the window, so it's gonna take a while until we get it all sorted. So just ignore that. But yeah, let's just go through the top shelf first. So my Psychopsis is still in bloom. So it's got, two spikes going, and one of them is in bloom, one of them is pushing the bud out. So that guy is still working well. It's got a new growth right there, and yeah, it's doing pretty well. So this new growth is pushing on as well. You can see it there. Sorry, I've got some action details going on, so excuse the noise. I also forgot to turn the lamps off, so let me actually do that. That might improve the lighting on the video. Okay, I hope that's a bit better now. Okay, so let's just keep going through these. So my Paphiopedalum blackjack, you can see this awesome bloom is starting to open. It's so cute. You can see how dark it is, a dark purple color. I will do a bloom alert video once it fully opens, but look at that, it's so cool. At first when this bud came out, I thought, oh, this bloom is gonna be really small, but once the actual flower pushed out of that bud, it's really big. I'm so excited about it. It's also growing new fans and getting ready for the next season's blooming. We haven't looked at this for a while. This is my aloifolium petersi, and it's so cute, it's so big. But you can see it's now got a new growth. Let me see. So can you see this on the right side? It's now pushing on really well. It's getting pretty big. I have been seeing it for a while, but it was so tiny I could barely show it on the camera. But now it is a good size. So I'm really excited because I got it as a one bulb, and I was a little bit worried that it's not gonna grow on, but we will be fine with that one. This one has been recently repotted as well, my Benzellii, Dendrochilum Benzellii. It's still pushing the new growths out, so I think it's doing well. And my Cuisia primulina is pushing out this top growth, so it's getting taller and taller, which is nice. But yeah, everyone else is doing pretty well, so let's try and get down to the next shelf. Alright, so my next shelf is kind of extending now to the windowsill. So my Macodes petola is sitting over there. The reason I put it there is, let me show you. So you see, oh sorry, I just spilled water, of course I did. So yeah, you see some of these leaves are kind of yellowing and dying off, and it's got that in a few places, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that is because it's maybe getting too much light. So I am keeping it here now to kind of, so it is very warm now with these new windows. It's like there is no air kind of, or wind, you know, or wind or cold coming through at all. So while it's warm, I'll keep it here, but then I'm gonna have to move it somewhere else, and I'll see if that browning is improving. But if not, then I'll think of something else. I'll try and fix other things. My Dendrobium pseudo-equitans, I can't remember if I showed it to you last month, but it's pushing out so many new growths. Can you see all these little bitties at the front? And the roots are going nuts in the pot as well. It's quite difficult to see. Do you see this long root right there? It's difficult to see because most of the roots are kind of behind this mass. So, but it is doing so well now in the pot. I'm so happy I've saved it. My new orchid, Angraecum aloifolium, a miniature Angraecum, you can see it's pushing out a new leaf from the top, which is really, really exciting. I only had it for a couple of weeks or maybe a month now, and yeah, it's growing, so that's really, really good. My Lettuce bicolor is also doing really well. Have a look at these spathalifera. This one is pushing out this new growth, and it's now forming a bulb at the bottom as well. It's nice and green, and there is a huge, huge root going down into the media. I mean, it's so thick, it's as thick as this whole growth. And it's also pushing out another leaf from the top. So I think it's going to be quite a sizable growth, this one. So I'm really happy with these seedlings. It's same with this one. It's got this new growth right here, and you see it's quite big, and you know, this bulb here, I think it's going to be quite big. So that's really exciting. You know, it's always a bit difficult with the seedlings. You just never know if you're gonna make it or not. So I'm happy they are doing so well. And my Tolumnias, so now that I raised it, you know, it is purpling up, which is good. It means it's now getting enough light. It is pushing new growths everywhere. So there's 2 new growths here, another growth here, which is kind of yellowing. So I don't know if it's even still alive. What I don't see on this plant is flower spikes, and that annoys me a little bit. So, but I'll be patient and I'll wait. But I really hope that this one will push out some spikes soon. So let's keep going down. Okay, so next shelf down, I am mostly excited about my twinkle. So this is the cinnamon twinkle, and look at these spikes. So I've got one spike here, one spike on the other side of the same growth, and then if we turn this around, I've got another spike on the other growth. I'm still waiting for a spike to come through here. It doesn't always necessarily have to be 2 spikes per growth. Sometimes you can actually do even more. But even having 3 spikes, this is so exciting. I know it's gonna take probably a couple months before I see the blooms, but I think they actually you know, started the spikes quite soon. I think, you know, quite early. So that's really exciting. My seedlings here, the Cattleya schilleriana seedlings, look at this massive root it's growing. So this bigger piece here, it's pushing out a root, and can you see how long it's going? So it now got to the smaller piece. So I think it's gonna just take over this pot. So I might maybe need to repot the smaller piece. I don't know. I think I will just keep them in one pot for now. You know, that one root is not gonna make a big difference. My vanilla planifolia, we looked at that last month, and it is pushing out its roots really, really nice. And look at this Renanthera as well. Look at that root. It just keeps going and it's still got an active root tip. I mean, where is it going? But I'm just letting it be. You know, I won't be able to put it in the pot anymore. It's way too long, and it's also you know, too firm. So it's just gonna have to go like that and just stay like this. And yeah, my vanilla orchid. So look at this root. So cool, and it's, you know, it's starting to kind of branch out and grow new roots there. The kind of, you know, this well, I don't want to call it rhizome, sorry, I keep just dropping everything, but you see it's kind of rotting at the base, this vine, so that's not too cool, but it's just pushing the new roots out. So I'm just letting it be. I don't want to repot it anymore, or, you know, bother it anymore. I'll just let it be and let it decide what it wants to do. You know, it's keep pushing those new roots out, so surely that vine is not completely dead. So I'll just let it be. My newer orchids, my cucumerinum, is doing fine. I think it is still trying to figure out where it is and what it needs to do. So it dropped a couple of growths, but I think it's now, I can see the tiny roots starting to push down into the media. So yeah, I think it's on the right track. And yeah, we keep looking at this every month, but it's just developing so nicely. You know, it's now pushing the new roots from this newer growth, and this growth here is so big and it's still not fully open. But have a look at that pseudobulb, so much bigger than anything on this plant. So this one is growing very nice. And my new jewel orchid is doing really well as well. It's pushing out the new leaf from the top. So yeah, they all seem to be doing pretty well. So let's go down another shelf and let's see how these guys are doing. Okay, so here we are. So I just decided a video on this guy, so I'm not gonna talk about it. My Bulbophylum is, it keeps pushing out new growths and they are developing really well. What I also noticed is that it's pushing out so many roots. I don't think I had it, you know, growing so many roots before from a pseudobulb. So I don't know if it's maybe just liking this leca so much that it's got this, you know, extra humidity, and that's the reason, or, you know, not the problem, it's obviously positive. Or maybe it's not getting enough humidity from it, so it's trying to find its way down into, you know, where more moisture is. I'm not sure, but I mean, it is, as I say, it's positive, so I'm not gonna complain. My Dendrobium Hibiki is, I think it is now basically fully mature. You know, these canes are really plump. You can see this, these are even kind of breaking off now. You know, the leaves are starting, you know, they should be like all the way around the pseudobulb, but because it's so plump, it's now kind of just breaking up. But yeah, look at these roots, they are just so cute. So yeah, let's see if these canes bloom in winter. I would be so happy to see these blooms. My Oncidium, it's really wrinkling up this pseudobulb here, but the new growths on each side, they're growing pretty well, and you know, the leaves are looking nice, and they are all smooth. You know, they don't have kind of concertina leaves, so I think these growths are getting enough moisture. But the front pseudobulb here, I'm not too sure why it's wrinkling up so much. So I mean, overall it seems happy, but you can see I put glass beads previously on it to kind of keep the humidity up in the pot to kind of help the pseudobulb, so we'll see how it goes. My Hibiki is kind of still in bloom and it's pushing out those 3 new growths, so it's doing really nice. Have a look at these blooms, they're just so cute. They've been open now for quite a while and they still look very nice and fresh, and we've got those 3 growths keep pushing on, so it's a very nice little plant. And I am really excited about this one. So I keep forgetting its name, so let's have a look what it is. So it's Scuticaria novaesi, if I'm pronouncing it right. But how, look at all these growths. I was kind of just, keeping it, way over there in the corner, not really looking at it. And then one day I picked it up and I'm like, oh my God, like it's pushing out so many new growths. They are still pretty small, but there is loads of them everywhere. So I'm really surprised, pleasantly surprised how well it's doing. It's not got many roots, so I hope that once it kind of develops those new growths, it will start growing new roots. But you can see there is no new roots on the side yet, and it is planted right on the edge, so I would expect to see roots when they come out. But this little plant just looks so happy, so that makes me happy too. Okay, last but not least, my miniature Phalaenopsis, it's developing its spike really well, and it's branching here as well, so I'm really looking forward to these blooms. I haven't seen them for a while. This plant kept pushing out new leaves, but it just never gave me a spike, so yeah, I'm really excited. And my Dendrobium cuthbertsoni hybrid is still got those nice little blooms, and I don't know, they might be kind of going over now, but honestly this plant has been open for months, so and the blooms actually, like, some are still looking really good, so I think I'll get to enjoy them a little bit more. And this seed pod is also maturing really nicely. My big Phalaenopsis at the back is pushing out this new leaf here, and yeah, it seems to be doing pretty well. I cut the spike, it had a seed pod on that spike, so I cut that whole thing off because it seemed like the bottom leaves are really drying up and dropping quite quickly, so I thought I'll get that spike off and just let it concentrate on the new leaves, on the new growths. And my Chlorophyllus dilemma, I showed it fairly recently, so I'm not gonna go into this, but I noticed it's now got 2 new growths. So when we looked at it last time, it had this one new growth right here, and now it's got another one right there. I just noticed it a few days ago, and I just hope I didn't water it badly before I noticed it. But this new growth here, you can see it's developing, it is growing. So I really hope that this time those 2 new growths will actually push on and will push the new growths out. I would be so excited if it did that. So yeah, you can see I'm kind of turning it away as well, so that those new growths, they are closer to the fan. So this fan is literally blowing at those new growths to kind of keep them dry. And even now I can see that at the base of those new growths, it is quite damp, and I don't know why that is. But I'm not watering anywhere near those new growths, but it still seems to kind of keep that moisture in there. So I'm hoping that if I keep it right in front of this fan, at least it can kind of dry those growths so that they don't rot. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alright my friends, so that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know in the comment section below how your orchids are doing and how you are doing, most importantly as well. And yeah, let's keep the chat going as well. I love chatting with you guys. So have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.